There are no credible threats against the city of Denver yet as we get closer to Election Day. However, law enforcement is preparing for unrest in an unprecedented way. For the first time, the Denver Police Department is working with federal law enforcement and activating the city's Emergency Operations Center and Public Safety Command Post. Joining us this morning is Denver Public Safety Director Murphy Robinson. Good morning to you, Director.
Good morning, Britt. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you for joining us. It is such an important time. Let me just start with this. What are you all expecting?
You know, I'm expecting that Denver is going to set the mark for the rest of the country and that we're going to have a very peaceful election, much like every election that we've always had. You know, we are prepared for anything that's going to come at us, whether it be protests or civil unrest. But, you know, I'm really hoping that the city and county of Denver really ignites its DNA and shows how we can come together and have a successful election.
You know, I think we all like the notion of safety, but with all due respect, you know, we've seen business owners board up their properties, and it's as if they're preparing for a hurricane, let alone an election, and we could be seeing some sort of political storm, if you will. So can you tell us what types of safety plans are in place?
Absolutely. So we have a myriad of safety plans that we have enacted, all plans that we've worked on for many years. Mayor Michael B. Hancock has really worked hard to prepare us, not only with teaching us how to enact the Emergency Operations Center, but also how to make sure we are prepared for everything when it comes to civil unrest, as well as economic issues. So, you know, we have protection plans in place. Our continuity of government plans are in place. We also have prepared to respond to civil unrest that happened downtown, much like it's happened in the last few months. And frankly, we've learned quite a bit in the last 8 months about how to respond to such issues. And so we are hoping that we won't have to enact any of these plans. But if we do, know that the city will be safe.
You know, Director, you touched upon this a little bit. We have been preparing for this and learning from our mistakes, frankly, from other past protests. We've seen a lot of people take to the streets with Black Lives Matter, for example, and those efforts. What are officers authorized to do to stop the violence, supposing we do see unrest coming up after the election?
You know, our goal is always to use the least amount of force as possible. That has never changed. Depending on what we are faced with, we will handle it appropriately. We'll handle it with the level of force that is necessary. My hope is that we will never have to use anything that is lethal force or even less lethal force. My goal and hope is that we can always just talk to people and have them comply. But, you know, we are prepared to use any type of force that's necessary.
Director Robinson, thank you so much. We know it's early and we do appreciate your time. This is such a busy time of year, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Britt.